Happy birthday to us. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are 1 year old tomorrow. We are 364 days old since our first ever podcast.
And I'm the only one that made an effort.
He is the only one that
You're not
made
wearing
an
a jersey? I've been in bed ill for the last 2 weeks. Leave me alone.
I'm
Or
the
2
only
days,
one
sorry.
that got. I even bought podcasts for you guys.
Oh, you should have posted it to us.
It's,
Then we would have heard it.
yeah, exactly. That's poor effort on your part, I think. But it started with a Facebook post asking for people who would like to do a podcast.
And then me, you, and that Chargers guy got together.
And me and a random Chargers fan got together.
And me, I was involved in that.
Yeah, and Ollie. And he then said, oh, no thanks.
I want to be a guest.
I want to be a guest. And so me, and then luckily for us, Mr. OBH popped up and said, I'll be game for that. And we snapped his hand off. And
Still hurting now.
we started on Anchor.
Yes, we did.
Via Spotify, yeah.
All those years, all those weeks of poor signal, poor connection. And then obviously we took it to the next level.
Yeah.
And we haven't looked back.
Wonderful places.
Over this year, I have done this podcast from 5 different places.
Yes.
I've done it from one.
London.
I did it from London, Bath, Cheltenham, a hotel in Loughborough, and a hotel by Stansted Airport.
And don't forget,
and you did it from Alcatraz.
Yes, 6 different places.
6. You did
I'll
it
forget that one,
from
man.
the Alcatraz.
Yes, I did it. I did it from Alcatraz Island.
He was on the run as we spoke to him.
For about 2 minutes.
You're still on the run.
Yeah, I'm still on the run now.
I was saying before the show, it's been a really good year in terms of football, and I've learned a lot from you guys. You know, I never claimed to be the most knowledgeable. You guys are a font of knowledge with this stuff, and as a new fan, it was great to soak up your knowledge, basically.
Well, I mean, I've been following this game for years too, and I've learned more than I've learned than I thought I would.
All day long. I mean, I've loved the sport. I've played the sport, but doing this, you've got to research more, and I've learned more from doing it as well. You're learning more things. You pick up more things every day. You know, different ideas of the rules and stuff like that. And apologise, I'm not very well. I've been in bed for the last 2 days.
He's not very well, and he's still here. He's been in bed. He wants to celebrate our birthday.
He's made the effort as it's our birthday show.
I wasn't going to miss the birthday show. I'm just going to have to hold my mic like this and cover my mouth so no one can see me cough. I'll be all right.
But yeah, I've also got 2 great friends out of it as well. And although as corny as that sounds, we've had a pint together in a busy London pub.
Me and Ollie have had several.
Yeah, several.
Yeah, these 2 live quite close to each other.
We played darts together. We played pool together. We played.
I mean, I want to know who won those games. If I'm honest with you, that's the question.
Ollie Butler Henderson, Ollie Butler Henderson, Ollie Butler Henderson, Ollie Butler Henderson.
Then Kelly, because Ollie and Kelly ganged up on me in the darts.
Yeah. No, actually, I won the darts a few times the first time we played.
But all I can say is this has been a great year with you guys. So here's to another year.
Yeah, it's been a great year.
I asked the lads to think about what their moment of the podcast was. I mean, I'm going to go.
That should be incented on put it on that one for the Ollie versus Ollie.
Yeah, I mean that was a unanimous one, I think. Ollie the Ollie on the Chase Young and Nick Bosa.
I think that was the second podcast ever, wasn't it? Second or third?
Second or third. We were talking about best defenseman.
I think Ollie said Chase Young was the best defensive player to come out of the draft since Miles Garrett.
Yeah, still second that.
Yeah, because Chase Young had such a good season.
Chase Young missed 10 games.
And then OBH, and then Ollie became quite angry at this, and I had
Hence,
to play
hence every player is now likened to Nick Bosa when he comes up when we do a draft prospect.
Yeah, so I will be posting our first ever podcast on online tomorrow. So if you want to listen to how it all began, we talk a bit about ourselves. I don't think we discussed too much news that week, did we?
No, I think
There
I
wasn't
think
anything really going on apart from Deshaun Watson.
I think back then I called Pat Willis my favorite player, and I still sort of stand by that.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Mine's always been Vince Wilfork, but I think when Jordan Davis gets in, I don't care if he plays for Patriots or not. It's going to be him. I love a big man who can do all sorts of stuff.
But yeah, we had our
And
first.
to be honest, I'm low-key annoyed that Pat Willis didn't get the Hall of Fame this year despite getting through to the finals.
Yeah, well, we all know it's not exactly the most unbiased way of voting, do we?
True.
So as was our second week was a lot more busier news-wise, as is this week. This week it's been a bit of a mental.
What are you talking about? Nothing's happened this week.
It's been incredibly quiet. I don't know. I've been twiddling my thumbs what to write all week.
Yeah, I know. I literally it's not like Twitter's been blowing up.
No, not at all. I'm going to put the news up now. So as you can see, QB carousel's underway, but one person that isn't jumping on that carousel and is laughing all the way to the bank with doing all this is
the question is
Aaron Rodgers.
Is that because both Pat McAfee and Aaron Rodgers said that contract's not accurate?
No, yeah. Is it big? Probably.
I don't think Green Bay got that much cap space to give one player $50 million.
No.
That's probably why Devontae Adams is still getting $20 million.
Yes, but apparently, I'm not quite sure how this is, but the way they've structured this supposed deal actually makes Aaron Rodgers' cap space for this year lower than it would have been.
Okay, give us the details if you
I
know.
don't know the details, but Raf she tweeted that the cap space for Rodgers is actually lower this year.
Okay. Wow.
I'm not sure if they're saying as a percentage of the cap or what, but all I know is that supposedly the cap number is lower for Rodgers this year than it was last year.
So I think Green Bay had something like 35 million cap space. They didn't have a huge amount, but they weren't.
I think somehow they've structured this very cleverly.
Well, yeah, they've got cap space to think about, haven't they? It's they want to keep their best player, don't they? They want to keep Mr. Rodgers very happy.
What did I do? What did I spell wrong?
Denver.
Did I?
Yeah, you got.
Moving on to Denver. I want to know what the Packers fans think about that, and also what the general NFL fans think about that.
It means that he's pretty much guaranteed the AFC Championship game with Matt Stafford every year for the next 3 years.
You mean NFC?
NFC.
And Trey Lance is going to ball out.
I would disagree with that. I don't think we're going to be nearly as.
Anyway, Packers will choke before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
My moment of the year was one that Mr. Hope posted with the snow game.
Hufanga blocking the punt. No, it was Taylor Hufanga. No, the field goal was blocked at the start of the first half. We then blocked a punt and scored the touchdown from that.
Oh yeah, of course.
But moving on to Denver, they have got one hell of a QB.
Now, I've got a question for you guys about this.
Go for it.
Does this trade make Denver an AFC threat to win the AFC next year.
Yes.
Yes, you have to look at how, like, I mean, the talent of the QBs in the AFC is immense.
Because I don't think it does.
Agreed.
I think it'll definitely make that. Oh, John agrees with you.
I
See,
think
this is what
I
this is
think
what I
Mr. I think the last couple of years, Mr. Unlimited has become very Mr. Limited, and is not a top 10 quarterback anymore.
But do you think that's because of him?
He's getting
Or is
beaten
it
up
because
every
of
week by his O line.
players?
Yeah,
His
but,
O line's been very poor.
his O line's been poor, but he's still. I mean, Denver's O line is exactly great, and everyone's like, he's got Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. He's had DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, but they've now got a bona fide. He's now got 3 bona fide targets,
Correct.
and he's got a better run. He's got a better running back, I reckon, in the future. He's got a better O line. That defense in Denver is better than it is in Seattle.
I mean,
I-
Yes,
obviously,
okay, they've given up. They've given up the next 3 years.
first
Future,
rounders.
so they've got to believe it is. Or 2 years
Exactly.
future.
I agree with exactly what John said. Yeah, better receivers. I think he's going downhill rather than his team's been going downhill.
I think it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I think it'll be interesting to see what Seattle do with these draft picks.
The thing is, though, you could say exactly the same with Brady when he had left Patriots. You could say Brady was going downhill. Brady wasn't what he was. He's not going to be that much better there. But then he goes first season, he takes them straight to the Super Bowl. Second year, he had, the season of his career near enough.
I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
So you can say that. So I think
I mean, I may be,
Russ going there is a great deal.
I may be wrong, but I think Seattle have. Well, I do not think he will perform like he has at Seattle in
I
Denver.
mean, don't get me wrong. I think Seattle have done very well out of the trade. I think they've done better than Denver. I
Seattle's
think
not going to
Drew
know
Lock is
what
a very capable QB.
You reckon they're going to go with Drew,
Draft
do you?
picks.
Well, you reckon they're going to roll with Drew Lock?
I reckon they will do.
I don't think they will.
James
Who do you
Winston,
think
Jimmy
they will
Garoppolo.
then? Who do you think will get the? Do you think they'll draft someone this year?
No.
There's
should we
James
go into-
Winston out there. There's Jimmy G's up for grabs.
Well, Jimmy G seems to be, from what I understand, in a 3-way trade with Indianapolis and Las Vegas, which involves the Colts getting Derek Carr and the Raiders getting Jimmy Garoppolo.
I could see. Okay, my prediction's gone wrong because I was expecting Russ to go to Pittsburgh. But
Yeah.
I could see. You've got James Winston. You've got a couple of capable QBs out there, or capable-ish QBs out there. I wouldn't be surprised that now Tyler Heineke goes somewhere.
Yeah, now they've got. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that Taylor Heineke's actually a better quarterback than Carson Wentz.
Haven't seen enough of Tyler Heineke over prolonged. Okay, yes, he's had a very good season, but is that a one season because he doesn't know?
I don't
Because he
think so.
doesn't know.
Because towards
I
the
agree with Mr. Hope here.
back end of
I have
2
to
seasons
admit,
ago, he was looking good.
Wentz has got a lot of hype. He had a lot of hype, but then he's gone off the boil majorly, hasn't he? He's consistently injured.
I mean,
Doesn't really form on.
I'm not sure if you were watching it at this point, Tom, but Wentz was very good in that near MVP season he had.
He was, I remember that. I think it was at the tail end of.
And then he blew his knee out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
And
the injury though. The
and he's not been the
injuries
same.
are
He's not been the same since.
no.
And everyone
So
thought
I think Heineke.
everyone thought Frank Reich was going to fix him, and he didn't.
Yeah.
That's
So
simple.
I think we need to see what he does at Washington. I think it'll be interesting to see what Washington do. I'm not sure. I can't remember I can't remember what picks they gave up.
Second
was,
rounders, wasn't it?
It was a third. It was a third rounder, a second rounder, and a conditional third rounder.
So
it's
a nothing thing, is it?
And I think in return, Washington went to 4th rounder and 7th rounder.
Not only that, we're going back to the Russ deal. Okay, yes, Denver have given up 5 picks. They've got 1 pick back, but out of the roster they've given up, no offense, probably they're better than ones they've given up.
Yeah, I
Drew
think
Lock.
that's a good tight end.
Fant is a good tight end, but they got another pass catcher tight end in there. There's
Who
going to
do
be
they have?
pass catching
Sorry,
tight ends in here as well.
Who do they have?
Can't remember his name. They said it earlier on Good Morning Football. And I can't remember his name now. For the love of money. But he had a fairly good season last year. They brought up his stats and everything.
Is it that Albert guy whose name begins with an O that I can't even pronounce?
Possibly, yes. It does sound familiar. The linebacker didn't have that many snaps last year. He probably played about 1/3 of the snaps.
Oh, well, Shelby Harris.
Yeah.
And
And
Drew Lock was not their number 1 anyway.
Drew Lock wasn't going to be a number 1. Don't forget Teddy's now out there as well. So Teddy will end up somewhere. And he's not only very good bridge quarterbacks.
I'd have Teddy back as a backup to Cousins.
Yeah, I was saying to Niners. I was saying the Niners need a backup, and I'd take Teddy.
Yeah.
I reckon I end up in Pittsburgh or something like that.
I mean, although it is interesting that we are apparently in the market to trade Cousins. But yeah, I think that would be interesting.
I was saying there's this guy on Twitter who's tweeting to anyone that will listen about the Jimmy Garoppolo thing, and he's saying he seems to think that the Niners are negotiating with about every team in the NFL.
Seems to be the case, isn't it? There seems to be a lot
going
around.
The most recent tweet from him I saw was a 3-way trade with the Raiders in Indianapolis.
Fair enough.
I'm not sure if John's happy to trade. Thinks Carter Garoppolo's an upgrade or not, because I wouldn't think it is. That's.
I would like to just say to everyone, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you would like to get involved, like Mr. Lewis does, comment on our Facebook post. We'll get your comments up here. I want to know what your guys' best moment of the podcast has been. Why you start listening to us?
Yeah, just going out for a minute. Forgetting the moment of the podcast, what's your moment of the year been?
As in this whole season?
Yeah, because for me it was going to Levi Stadiums and watching the Niners-Vikings game, and the moment we won the game.
I have to admit, it was going back to games in London. Even though it wasn't Wembley, even though it wasn't the fan zone that we're used to in Wembley. I've been to both now. Both of you guys, I still think that the fan zone at Wembley is a lot better than the fan zone at Spurs. But I must admit, it was a special moment to have fans back in the stadiums in the UK. It was great.
It was good to have fans back at All Sound. Especially when you got like Arrowhead, when they're doing their chant, it's nothing else. And when you've got, the 12, and when they're making their noise in that stadium, it's ridiculous. It's just having that noise.
Whenever I hear that chant at Arrowhead, I get goosebumps.
Yeah. Kelly said her best moment was her team winning the Super Bowl.
Getting to the Super Bowl.
Getting to the Super Bowl, get it right.
Getting to the Super Bowl.
John agrees. John agrees with me that maybe Jimmy wouldn't be the best fit for the Raiders.
He's too clean. He hasn't got much of a rap sheet.
That we know of.
Yeah.
He might have a literate son or daughter like Jerry Jones.
I mean, he is dating a porn star, so who knows?
Who, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I want to see the tumbleweed going down the screen at the moment. End of that conversation.
At least it's on. At least we're faced on the camera now. When it used to go dead before, it was just like dead air. It was just Calvin Ridley has been suspended for betting on NFL games.
I quite enjoyed his tweets. I do not have a problem. I only bet 1,500.
1,500. 15 people to average person's like a month and a half's wage.
I
Yeah.
don't have a problem. It's fine, honestly.
But he's now lost. It's going to cost him 11.5 million or 11 million.
Yeah.
Do you think the
I wonder
punishment?
what the odds are of him getting it back.
Well, I mean,
the only issue is Gary, the commissioner
funny
rang him and
Yeah.
said, right, you're suspended for a year. He goes, I bet you I'm not. I bet you
bloody hell.
I'll turn it
I
round.
mean, it's funny we talk about betting with Cheltenham coming around the corner next week.
Yeah, I'm there at Kells next week.
Calvin will be there.
Yeah, he's on his way over now. Dude, honestly though, is the crime fit the punishment? Because I don't personally.
No, I mean, when like people for like domestic abuse and rape have been suspended for like 4-6 games, and then Calvin Ridley for making like a couple of bets, which
Yeah.
were not even insider trading, he's banned for a season.
I think Calvin will. It'll be the start of a slippery slope. He'll end up in prison, where
He'll end up at the Raiders.
The guards will be forming a football team.
He'll have to play quarterback, yeah.
I know he'll have to play quarterback because he's put in 1,000, 5,000.
John's got a point here.
Oh, Kelly, why did you put that on the Super Kelly Bengals making the Super Bowl? You're doing well away.
I think if Kelly had put down the Super Bowl, we'd be here and she'd be on a yacht in the Caribbean.
Exactly. But yeah, I think it's a little bit of a harsh punishment because
actually, just going back to moments of the year. Can I put Ollie Butler Henson stiff arming his kid out the picture?
Yes.
Yeah, well, they deserved it. They're getting closer to deserving it today, I'll tell you that right now.
It was just John's reaction. Did you just stiff arm your son? Yes. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
He didn't even deny it. He's like, yeah, that's me.
You don't play American football without learning a trick or two somewhere along the line.
Exactly. But yeah, I
think I did it with more class than they did on the BBC News with some woman coming in and dragging the kid out.
Oh, that was so funny. That is still like moments of the decade on TV.
It's brilliant. Just own it.
Especially the kid with the walk comes in too.
That moment where Dominic Cummins rugby tackled a person bringing a birthday cake to Boris live on national TV. It didn't happen, but obviously, because, yeah.
We were talking about Boris Johnson on TV. Let's remember him absolutely clearing out that kid playing rugby.
When was that? That was for the Japan World Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shoulder charging the kid.
The NFL were quite interested in him. Again, the Raiders wanted him for some reason.
We need to stop.
the Raiders there or something.
We need to stop. We need to stop joking about the Raiders, or John's going to stop watching.
Exactly.
John's probably gone. Yeah, fine, go for it. It's fine. We're used to it.
But yeah, how did you guys come across us? What's made you guys stay watching us? I mean, I know we think we're brilliant, but what do you guys?
One reason for one person.
It's all about the face, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know who that one person is.
It's John. John's my secret admirer.
We know John's with us. He's. I mean, who would get to?
Before you're black and silver, John, that seems to be black and white. I'm not that much colourblind. It's probably why I lost more full penny to Paul than one.
I have no choice.
You have all the choice in the world.
Here's a question for you guys. I mean, I know we're going completely off topic, but what were your guys' first jerseys? I mean, I'm talking about to the listeners as well. Mine was Adam Thielen.
Kaepernick.
Gronk.
Kaepernick from the second London game that the Niners played in.
Mine was Gronk. The season before the season he retired.
But yeah, so moving on. franchise tags are starting to hit because I think it starts
And
next.
franchise tags have ended. They've already hit.
That stopped on Tuesday.
Yeah.
9 o'clock Tuesday. 4 o'clock Eastern time, wasn't it?
Yeah. And can I just say,
I think we're screenshotting and saying everything when we had that time.
I think the tight end franchise tag is a bit of a joke.
Is it 11 million or something? Is it?
11, like less than 11 million if you franchise tag your tight end.
Yeah. When you see someone like Jesse Bates is getting 9 million or something like that, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's actually a good deal for Cincinnati. They've got a good safety in there.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm surprised nearly every team with a good tight end didn't franchise tag them with 11 million, to be honest.
Well, we haven't used our franchise tag.
Yeah, I knew the Niners weren't going to.
I
knew I would, but I'm still
I
angry
didn't
with
think we were going to because I don't think I think there was a few players that did want. Well, Barr and Peterson wanted to test the free agency. I think Peterson could come back to us.
Yeah. In terms of
I think Barr will get a new home somewhere.
In terms of the Niners free agents, it wasn't worth us franchise tagging anyone.
Yeah.
We couldn't afford JC, which is annoying. But I thought we could have got Jacoby or Gunner or something.
I remember seeing something coming up on Twitter saying, "Breaking news: San Francisco 49ers will not tag Josh Norman." I'm like, I'm not surprised.
And everyone's like, yeah.
I mean, he's not. He's
massive cheer from St. Carlisle.
He's not worth the money he'd get for the franchise tag.
You can negotiate the franchise tag amount, though, can't you? You don't have to give them the maximum amount.
True, but I mean, I don't think we're going to keep Josh Norman on. The only person I thought
we'll give you a couple of quid if you stay.
The only person I thought we might franchise tag is Laken Tomlinson, but we couldn't afford that.
Yeah, the cap space has gone at $27 million this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just over.
So the thing is, everybody restructured their deals last year to fit under the cap last year, so now they've all got cap problems this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't. They should have really looked into that, going, right, okay, we need to sort this out. So yeah.
It was all the sorted out today, and it's tomorrow's problem.
Well, it will be next week's show, free agency.
Yeah, I mean, it opens on Monday. Well, is it legal tapping up period?
I think the talking is able to start on Monday, I think.
And then free agency actually opens on Wednesday.
16th. Yeah. Ollie's coughing his guts up, I think.
Oh, Ollie's just got up and walked off.
But yeah, so it's been a interesting franchise tagging. I mean, Davante Adams, they had to do it, didn't they?
Well, yeah. As soon as Rodgers were back, we knew Adams was going to be tagged.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, but I can breathe again now.
No
worries. It's always good to have you breathing, Ollie.
Yeah. We don't want death live on air.
That wouldn't be good.
That wouldn't be good for ratings.
We're not WWE.
It's getting close, John. It's getting close. I'm surprised you lot can't hear them upstairs.
Careful, they may be watching.
No, I think they're bloody watching some crap on YouTube, not us. Probably some screaming Americans.
Yeah.
I can just imagine watching KSI.
Oh, God.
No, I don't think they watch him. They watch, like, Peyton Plays and bloody Ninja, whatever the bloody hell they're really annoying, squeaky Americans that does my head in.
Are there any surprises on the franchise tags for you guys?
Once I saw the tight end amount, no. I was surprised about a few of the tight ends, and I saw how much the tight ends were actually getting paid, and I was like, okay, yeah, fair play.
Yeah. Mike Williams has signed a 3-year deal with the Chargers worth $60 million.
I like Mike Williams.
I like him as well, but that surprises me. They signed him, not tagged him.
Yes.
Because they haven't tagged anyone else. So I thought they would have gone.
I mean, a lot of people just tag the players to stall them so they can sort out a deal.
They've got.
I think that's why they want to
sort of deal or something like that. It's mid-July, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they wanted to tag Adams to definitely make the flash out that deal in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Let's face
Yeah,
it, if
they
they
probably-
lost
they probably
Rodgers,
told
they
him
would
that
have lost Adams.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
and vice versa.
Yeah,
Where
definitely.
Rodgers went, Adams would have followed.
Yeah, that would have been make sense.
We've seen the clip where he said there is a proper romance between those two.
Yeah, well, they've always. I mean, Adams got involved in his little bitch fit last year, didn't he? In Rodgers' little bitch fit last year. So they're very good at making each other money.
Oh yes, not
but,
good enough to
yeah.
make Adams money though. But he's still getting 20, nearly 20 million, isn't he?
I feel like 10 years on would be like, and Aaron Rodgers is signed for Green Bay again.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like every offseason this happens.
Another franchise tag.
Another franchise
I hope he
tag.
doesn't play for another 10 years.
Shall we look at our prospect?
Go on then. Let's look at the man mountain.
We have picked each week. We pick a draft prospect to look at. We have gone with Jordan Davis of the Georgia Bulldogs.
This
He's a
guy is an
defensive
animal.
lineman.
I mean,
He's
did you
seen
guys
class.
see his combine?
His
Oh
combine
my
was
God,
awesome.
There's a couple of clips and a couple of videos of his combine in there. We're going to show some
Shall I
of
play the
the
video?
SEC. Yeah, I'll upload the video now. Or are you uploading it?
Yeah, I'm pressing shoot.
Stafford ran a 4.81, so he ran before we even had simulcams. But, if he's going to play against Cleveland or wherever Jameis signs, look out, guys, because Jordan Davis is about to run through you, just like he did in this simulcam.
That is ridiculous, man.
Again, they go with some tempo at the 41-yard line with the first down. Trey Sanders gets first down at the 27. Robinson drops for two. On the RPs
to finish the game off before a pass to Devontae Smith to put it away. I'm used to this after last year.
hesitates, throws on the run to Alabama. Still at 4 minutes left in the half. Nice jump outside by Ryan Robinson.
And there's not on there.
What?
There is one of him scoring a touchdown as well. I thought I put it on there, but obviously not.
What a guy.
Yeah.
What a mountain. I love that graphic of the dash to 40.
Yeah, John, I think he'd be class next Bosa too.
I think it'll be class wherever he goes to. It's going to take, whatever happens, it's going to take 2 men to stop him.
What I found scary about that was the 40 yard dash.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
40-yard
4.78.
Where they showed Stafford and Winston
It
alongside
was Mayfield and Winston.
Mayfield and
Mayfield,
Winston,
yeah.
sorry.
Those
And
good
they
stuff
were
as well.
Yeah, he's
And
good
they
for
were both-
Garoppolo too.
they were both sort of pelting it. And Davis just
He looked like
wasn't-
Usain Bolt in the Olympics, didn't he? Where he's like turning around going,
Yeah.
where are you?
He just
wasn't putting
he
any
just-
effort in whatsoever.
he showed their ghosts a pair of clean heels, didn't he?
Oh, God, yeah. I had to.
Donald was scared to play him.
He's a hell of a player. He's going
I
to be.
mean, I was watching this live and my jaw was to the ground when I saw him run.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be something else. He really is. He's going to be hard to stop. I mean, I thought I put a video on there, the video over there as well, but there's a video of him scoring a touchdown. So not only have you got to stop him getting to your quarterback, you've got to stop him scoring as well.
And I mean,
Yeah.
like we could see. I'm not sure how much Georgia you guys watched last year, but I watched quite a bit of them, and you could see he was going to be special from that.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be. I reckon he's going to go higher after that combine.
Yeah,
I've got him now going top 10.
I couldn't remember where we all put him. I'm sure he went in the first round in all of our drafts.
It's on my spreadsheet somewhere.
But yeah, it's the guy is scary. The guy is terrifying. I wouldn't like to be a NFL O lineman against him.
Oh God, no! He's going to be an absolute
Yeah,
beast. Good luck
Um,
trying to stop that guy.
yeah, definitely. Makes me more excited about this class.
It's very much a very, very strong defensive class.
We need him morally.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
This is not downing the Raiders, but you probably now got the weakest QB in your division.
And I mean, Derek Carr's a good QB.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He's
to
in
be
the
fair,
top-
John.
he's in the top
To be
five.
fair, John. You can have him. We don't exactly have a pick in the first round anyway.
Until
No,
you
you
trade
don't.
Jimmy.
Yeah, well,
Um,
who knows what we're actually going to get for Jimmy now? The longer this goes on, if there's this supposed bidding war between about 3 different teams I've seen, I'm hoping we're going to get something good.
yeah.
Uh,
Shall we look at the draft order now? Because
Yeah,
it's
go for it.
completely changed. Well, it's not completely.
I haven't updated it, mind you.
Haven't you? Oh, fair enough. So,
I think the
I
only
mean-
thing is Seattle are where Denver is now, and that's
yeah,
about it.
Denver's changed now. Seattle are 9th pick
I think that's
overall.
the only. I think that's the only change we've got.
Just imagine
Yeah.
that. How much would it be a kick in the nose now that Seattle now decide to draft O lineman? Now they've got
Well,
rid
the
of
rumours are that they will be going for Gardner, Sauce.
Schraig's
and
got
then-
Schraig's got him going in the top 5 now.
Lance
Yeah, I know
Lance
you guys
Zierlein had
weren't
been taking
so hot on him.
a quarterback. I can't remember who, but Lance Zierlein hadn't taken a quarterback.
I see Malik going up quite high. Even though
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Malik. I mean, you went in on Malik last week, but then he had a very good combine.
Combine's easy when you stood there with no one running at you. I could have a good combine. I've got no one running at me.
And obviously, the Broncos now don't have a first round pick instead of the Seahawks.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's going to be an interesting draft.
By the way, I just checked my mock draft, and I don't think I actually had Jordan Davis going in the first round.
I did.
That'll change now.
Can't remember what mine is, but I had mine. Yeah, he'll go top 5. Maybe top 5, definitely top 10. I can see that happening now. He's a stud.
Yeah, definitely. He's one of these star players. Shall we go to the AFC grades?
Yeah, this bit we've been waiting to do this for about 3 weeks.
Yes.
Oh, we have indeed.
So should
Go on,
we
then.
do the same thing we did last time? Go north, south, east, west.
Yeah, north, south, east, west sounds a plan to me, Stan.
Sounds good to me.
And we need, so who actually came bottom of the north?
AFC.
Yeah, it was like was it the Ravens? No, it wasn't the Ravens. It was the other two.
I got a feeling it was the Chiefs. The Browns.
Browns, yeah.
Yeah.
Now the Browns is a hard one because of all the injuries they had.
Yeah, I felt they were very unlucky.
So I'm just going to go middle of the road and give them a C.
Yeah. No, Ravens were bottom. Ravens were bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's quickly pivot. Ravens. I'm going to
By
give them a
about
D.
11
I feel like they are underperformed.
I'm going to be a bit more harsh. I'm going to give them an F.
I mean, I feel like we probably talked them up a lot in the mid-season grades because they were doing well, and then they just crumbled at the end.
Yeah.
I feel like
They lost them off for a few weeks, didn't they?
I feel like we do need to give them a bit of credit for their start, so that's why I'm giving them the D.
Okay.
But Tyler Huntley was looking better than Lamar Jackson by the end of it.
Oh God,
Well, this
yeah.
is the thing. I mean, obviously the Ravens have all this hype, have always had the hype of the last 3 years. And they just didn't do it, did they? I mean, we were all saying this was a big year for the Ravens. It felt like a do or never sort of time for me. And that's why I'm giving them an F. OBH?
I'm going to go middle of the road. I'm going for an E. I don't think when you lose your main weapon in Lamar Jackson, you can take all that way. So I'm going to give them an E. Give them a full season with a full fit roster. I think it's something different. But the motto in the NFL is next man up, and that didn't really happen for them. So yeah, I'm going to give them an E.
Okay. onto the Browns. I've already said C because they just had so many injuries, and I know how that feels
Yeah.
from the Niners 2 seasons ago. So
I'm going to go with a D because I still feel that Baker wasn't all that.
but Baker was playing with an injury
when he
from week
played.
2 onwards.
Yeah, that's shoulder separation, didn't he? And he played it all the way through. He was
Yeah.
playing with a splint. Even
But then
OC
again-
said up from it, your throwing action is really different. Your non-throwing arm, you can't move your body quickly enough.
But
So
do we hold him to Tom Brady standards, who had his muscle hanging off his shoulder and still won a Super Bowl? I know he's a freak of
Brady,
nature, but OBH, I'm interested to hear your grade because you had them for the Super Bowl.
A star. No, I'm gonna go. They're a bit better than Ravens. I'm gonna give them a D, purely because they finished above the Ravens. Yes, they had a lot of injuries with key players, especially in the secondary, and Baker was playing ill, and Landry, well, not ill, and injured, and Landry wasn't fully fit. And then you had the Odell Beckham, whatever the hell that was. Yeah, whatever the hell that was. So I'm going to go for a D for them. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was just a massive disaster, wasn't it, with Odell?
Okay, on to the Steelers then.
I'm
going
going
to. Sorry, Tom,
go on, OBH, go for it.
I'm going to give them a B because that team shouldn't have got anywhere near the playoffs.
I'm also going to give them a B for the same reason.
Yeah, B
for the heart they showed. Yes, it probably was. Let's get to the playoffs for Big Ben.
I mean, I'm going to be a bit self-defecating.
Self-defecating.
Why do we have me and 2 Paul Mersons on this show?
What is that? What are you calling us Paul Merson?
Can't pronounce anything.
I'm dyslexic. I'm allowed.
I'm dyslexic. I'm allowed. So with I just can't get over the fact that if without Chase Claypool, they would have beaten the Vikings. I think.
I still not got over that 25-second celebration.
Ridiculous. That's almost as calling a quarterback draw with 14 seconds left to play at the clock.
What was it? Less than 30 seconds to go in a 12-second celebration?
Yeah.
And nobody seemed to talk about it.
Ridiculous.
So, who's next on the list? Oh, Ollie?
Bengals.
Cincinnati.
I'm giving A+. They shouldn't have been anywhere near the Super Bowl.
A star.
A star for me.
They were probably the best team in the AFC.
They weren't.
Yeah, they were.
They
got to the Super Bowl, so they got to be the best team in the AFC.
Yeah, exactly.
The best team in the AFC did not make the Super Bowl this year. But fair play Cincinnati for doing it. A star.
Which way are we going around the compass? We're going east?
I think we did. Did we go south, east, and west?
Probably.
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
F. The worst team in the NFL. Need I say more?
I'm not going to say the worst team in the NFL, but yeah, I'm going to.
Well, they were. If Cincinnati were the best team in the AFC, then Jacksonville the worst team in the NFL.
Jacksonville had makings of their own downfall. Started with their head coach.
Yeah.
When your head coach decided to get a lap dance with a 16-year-old or however old she was, a bit older than that, she was probably about 19. When you're old enough to be a granddad, yeah, that's not a good sign.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw them over here. They outplayed Miami, to be fair, for the majority of that game.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for Matt Wright, they would have lost that game.
Yeah, I agree with you, John Reason. They were definitely in the worst game of the season.
Yeah.
But they joined they joined the club of I think with Kirk Cousins of couldn't beat the Lions.
That's very true. And don't forget, they did beat Buffalo, who I'm thinking Ollie's calling the best team in the AFC.
Actually, I think the Chiefs are the best team in the AFC, but I am very high on Buffalo. Buffalo are my early pick for next year.
I'm going to give Jags a E. I don't think they were the worst team in the NFL, I think they're the worst team in the AFC.
Second
But-
that one just for their record because they're number one.
Yeah.
I think they still have a great QB. They still have the foundation. It depends on what we're doing this draft.
I've said this many times,
Um,
but them, along with a few other teams, have more holes on the calendar.
They do.
There is a few.
Um,
One of them is the next team.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's the next team then?
Texans.
Again, more holes in the calendar. But I'm going to give them a D. I'm going to give them a D.
Did you just say you were going to give them a U?
Yeah.
They did well with their roster.
Yeah, that's what I was going to give them a C.
I'm not necessarily giving it on performance on the league. I'm giving it with all the off field, and I think that the front office or the ownership, the leadership in the high up in the organization let down the franchise. If I'm honest with you,
For me, looking at performance on the field, I'm giving them a D.
For performance on the field,
I'm giving them a D.
Because they played really well in the games that were close and a lot of games, including against us. For off the field, Deshaun,
I'll
head
give them a
office.
D.
They were,
Then they use fair enough.
Okay, so in an average, we've taken all of that into account. I'm giving them an F.
I'm still giving them a D.
yeah, I'm going to go for a D.
Who's the next team?
Indianapolis.
D. D or E.
You know what? I'm going to give Indy an E.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with an E. Tom,
I'm gonna give-
John, we'll get to the Raiders. Don't worry.
Oh, don't you start on us. Don't you start
I'm
on us.
going to give them. I'm going to give Indy a D.
I think we all agree they should have made the playoffs with
we
Jonathan
should have made
Taylor.
playoffs, but we didn't.
Oh, yes.
But
But
team
they
is
had
that?
they got a bigger bottle than to drop than
Yeah.
a certain our AR-12. There's an Aaron Rodgers, they had it there in their grasp. All they had to do is beat, I want to say Jacksonville,
It was Jacksonville.
in that last game, and they didn't. But fair
Mm-hmm.
play to Jacksonville, they came out to play and they did.
Yeah. Tennessee, I'm going to give a B.
I'm gonna give a C.
I think they were unlucky to lose Derek Henry.
I think they were lucky to lose Derrick Henry, but they were still first seed, and they still blew it in the first round of the playoffs they played.
Yeah. Sorry, OBH, was that an E?
That was an E. God,
Okay.
they should have gone so much further than they did. Yeah, they should have got. Actually, no, it should have been a B. Sorry, yeah, let's try again. There you go, B.
A B.
I
Well,
was going to say an E.
I was coughing. I couldn't use two hands. All right. Hence the mic went mute. Yeah, we'll try doing it with one hand. I got you there. Yeah, a B. Almost. They're going to one of these teams are going to be the almost there team. I can't see Tennessee winning or get into the championship game until they resurrect or rectify their quarterback situation.
Tannehill.
Yes. Tannehill is a good quarterback and he'll always get to the playoffs. They now need that next step. Like a Mahomes, even I reckon a Derek Carr could, and now Tom's coughing his guts up as well. A Derek Carr, even, Joe Burrows, that kind of quarterback who's the next step up. And I don't think they have that. I don't think Tannehill's that.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I
Yeah, I
think
don't
we're going
thought-
back to when I was in the playoffs talking about the quarterbacks that can win a game with quarterbacks that you hope
Yeah.
don't lose the game.
Yeah, I don't think Tannehill is an elite QB. Anywhere near it, I don't think.
I mean, how many picks did he throw in the playoffs? Was it
Yeah.
3?
Yeah,
A lot.
And one
Shooting.
was the first snap of the game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Derrick Henry, surely the first snap of the game should be given to your big number 22, who's going to literally should have been a wrecking ball. don't think Derrick Henry should have played in that game.
No,
I
he
think that was
shouldn't
No,
have
I think they played him
No,
because they had to, because the fans wanted it.
He was more of a hindrance than a help.
second that. Completely.
Right, so
We
should
go
we move
east.
on? Should we move on to the east, Ollie?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming we're starting with the Jets.
Yeah.
D, A star, D.
So for the Jets, I'm going to give a D minus.
I'm going to give the Jets a C.
I'm
a
gonna
rebuild.
I'm gonna give him a D plus.
I think mid-season, I think I gave them an E,
Yeah, I think we both gave them an E, Ollie.
but they won 4 out of their last 8 games.
Zach Wilson
They-
looked a lot better.
Zach Wilson was a lot better. They took Tampa all the way. If it wasn't for Tom Brady brilliance, they would have beaten Tampa. I'm starting to get a little bit worried how good New York are going to be in the next 2 or 3 years. Because Zach
If they
Wilson
can
is
keep drafting well, I mean, don't forget they've got 2 draft picks in the top
2
10,
drafts in the top 6.
top 6.
I think they got 4 and 6.
Well, let's face it, they are going to build a team.
I mean,
I
they
feel-
drafted really well. The 2 picks they had in the first round last year was really good.
I feel like they've got a good coach in Salah too.
And they're building. They're building to be a good team. I don't think they're going to be contenders of the division for another 3-4 years.
I mean, I feel
But
like
they get in that way.
I feel like there's one team in this division that are going to rule the division for the next 5-6 years, to be honest. And sorry, Ollie, it's not the Patriots.
Not when we let our best corner go, our best player go.
Onto the interesting Dolphins. Now, I think Ollie, I think we roasted them mid-season.
You did.
And they're going to get roasted again. This
Why?
team-
They went like 8-0 in the end.
I'm going to give them a C.
I'm gonna give him a C plus because they finished like 8 and 9, didn't they?
Yeah.
They went 1-7 to 8-7, and it still wasn't. And they went 9-8, and it still wasn't good enough for their head coach to be kept.
Yeah, they shouldn't have sacked their head coach.
This isn't. If we're going to do the same between the Texans and what we do with the Texans on the field and off the field, on the field was a B because they were good at times. In
Yeah.
that middle part of the season, they were really, really good.
I mean,
middle-endish.
we watched them in London and they were poor.
Yeah.
Yes. We also watched Zach Wilson in London throw into triple coverage every single bloody play.
Yeah,
Um,
but I on the field, yeah, B.
But the way that organisation is run, you sack a winning head coach for the last 2 seasons on the bounce is ridiculous.
Yes,
You're getting better and better. This is why I'm giving them a D because you can't sack a winning head coach. It is ridiculous. Unless
correct.
you're the Minnesota.
I say that that's probably Tom's moment of the year. Zimmer getting sacked.
Most definitely.
So if it means about who is signed now as a head coach, I'm happy. But yeah.
Hey, New England.
Ollie, the Patriots.
I'll go last.
Okay. I'm gonna
Jinx.
give them a B minus because, to be fair to him, Mac Jones did well. However, I don't feel like we can overlook his absolute implosion against Buffalo.
I'm going to call that the rookie wall.
I think he hit the rookie wall a couple of weeks before that.
And it's very difficult to get over that wall.
Yes.
I'm
It
going to
came
give
at the
them
wrong time.
a straight B because I have to admit I gave Ollie a bit of shit at the start of the season about Patriots. But Mac looks like a good quarterback for the future.
Although he still doesn't really have legs.
Although he
but
did run
a
78
good-
yards in the Pro Bowl.
He did a good gritty.
Oh, don't. My son's tournament, one of the kids scored and he did it. These are bloody 7-year-old and 8-year-olds, and one kid did it. It's like, really? You just
Well, let's
scored
face it, that's not because of American football. That's
Excuse
because
me?
of
Alanga.
Alanga.
He is a United fan as well, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, he's still an Inter, so
Did you
No,
sub
probably
him?
more Fortnite than anything else.
Did you sub him for doing that?
I wasn't playing. I wasn't the coaching as the
Would-
kids' school team.
Would you have subbed him for doing that?
Hell no. Have a bit of laugh, but it's just really
Yeah.
give me the good old fashioned knee slide into the corner any day.
Yeah, the oldies are the bestie. The knee slide.
Not
the,
even the Lee Sharp.
Oh God,
What's the Lee Sharp?
the dance.
He does a massive like. I'll send you a video of it.
Okay.
But yeah. Next on the list. Oh no, Ollie.
Buffalo.
OBH.
Thank you.
Yours.
I'm going to go for an A. If you'd have said to me at the start of the season, your rookie quarterback is going to take you to the playoffs, I'd have bitten your hand off. If you said to us at the start of the season, your rookie quarterback is going to take you to winning one game and winning the division against Buffalo, I'd have bitten your hand off. They were really, really good. Our
Okay,
defense
so-
was really good,
so-
apart from 2 games against Buffalo.
That's all good, but you slated me for giving the Niners an A, and I feel like you've done the same thing for the Patriots.
I'm allowed. Come on, we're allowed. We're allowed our own team love.
I would have given the Vikings a D.
Oh, you weren't here though.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say that. Anyway,
You were protesting against the war, I think, or something.
yeah.
He's doing something like that. But yeah, you're gonna give it if you told me this. If I'd have done it, losing my voice now. If it was done about 2 weeks ago, I'd have probably given them an A plus. But not franchising JC Jackson is ridiculous. So it's going to be an A.
Okay, Buffalo. I'm gonna give him. I feel like we need to give him a bit of allowance for facing an absolute Mahomes miracle in the playoffs. And I'm gonna give
If it
him,
wasn't for a coin toss,
because of
they would have
that,
been in the playoff. They would have been in the Super Bowl.
because of that, I'm gonna give him a C.
Wow, a C.
Wow.
Well,
I'm
they
gonna
should
give them-
they should have got through to the final. They should have made.
I'm going to
Super
give them
Bowl.
a B minus because I feel that Allen, although he had a good season, he didn't have as good a season as everyone expected. I don't think. But I think he
Yeah,
was
but hang on.
extremely unlucky
Yeah,
to lose. Like OBH said, a coin cost decided that game.
actually, I'll give.
Coin toss.
I'll bump up to a C plus. Extra credit.
Oh my god! It's no. You've got to give there.
I
There's
still
an
think
A.
we should
There's
hold.
an A in there. Probably even an A plus.
I
They
think we should be
shut out
holding
3
teams like
teams
Buffalo
this
to
year.
a higher standard.
Yes.
They shut out 3 teams this year, including us near enough twice.
But did they get to the Super Bowl?
I feel like you've got to
If it
think
wasn't
about
for
how.
a coin toss or coin cost in Tom's case, they would have been in the Super Bowl.
But you could have said that about
Yeah, but John, they were exceptional for 60 minutes. It's just they didn't know how to defend for 17 seconds.
Yeah, but that like you said, that was Mahomes' mastery.
but still you should
And that's
A
football
team-
IQ for Kelsey. If we've seen
a
the video of
team
Kelsey telling
of-
what players to do.
a team of Buffalo's caliber should be in the Super Bowl.
Yes, I agree with that.
And I feel the same way about the Chiefs as well. I think
Well, we'll get to
they'll be
them.
getting a B from me. But yeah, I still think, we should be holding teams like Buffalo, like Chiefs to a higher standard than others.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
they've
still
got-
going to give Buffalo an A, and it hurts me because they're in our division. But they were superb for 17 games. They were unlucky for 1 second. If they would have had the call and won the call, they would have won the game.
I
It
agree
was
with
that
that.
kind of game. So you can't say it was down to their bad defense.
Well, I
Because
think
those last 2 minutes of regular game, 24 points were scored.
I'm sorry though. You should be able to defend 60 yards
yeah,
in 17 seconds.
But not only that, there's lots of issues. One, you've got to praise the Chiefs on that. The Chiefs,
Yes.
Kelsey, Hill, Hardman, Mahomes, they all balled out in that 17 seconds, and they were absolutely, well, I think it was near a minute, but they were absolutely superb. So you've got to praise the team.
Yeah, but then you've also got to criticise the defence who
Yes.
should be defending. But I think that is the most hotly contested issue since the Bosa chase.
Just seen you smiling and laughing at the bottom of the screen there.
Yet again, the two Ollies are at loggerheads. Next team.
we got to agree that that's probably the game of the season.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, it was definitely.
Yeah.
And the
Would-
second
would-
game of the season, and the second best game of the season was the one before.
Yeah. And the one before that was the game before that, and the Super Bowl was in there as well. It's like it's got to be probably the best postseason football we've ever seen. I think.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we're moving on to the AFC West now.
Yes.
Boss, can we do Denver before the trade, please?
We'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it. I'm going to give them an E. I think.
I'm going to give
No,
them
I'm
a
going to
D.
give them a D.
I'm
Yeah, I was
gi-
just,
I'm
I'm
giving
going
them
to
a
give them a D as well.
I'll give them a D. I'm quite happy to do that. They
Quarterback issues, coaching
Yeah.
issues, in a rebuild phase. They've got a very good running back in there, though, in Devontae Williams.
Yes.
So, now they have got Russell Wilson. I think they have got that linchpin to take them up to that next step. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do in the draft and the free agency.
Okay. Raiders,
Chargers.
sorry.
Chargers.
E.
E.
Yeah, E.
That team should have been in the playoffs.
Justin Herbert's too good to not be in the playoffs. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, Derwin James, Joey Bosa. I mean, they
This goes on, isn't it?
they have stars on that team. This should have been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Is it first year head coach as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Brandon Staley.
Yeah. So we'll give him a little leeway. But yeah, that team should have been in the playoffs all day long. All day long.
Raiders.
Do you really want to hear this, John?
I'm going to give him a B.
I'm giving them a C. Off the field.
I was gonna go for a C as well.
Yeah, off the field they can have a U, but on the field,
Can
They
you
did-
go low
they-
U? Can you go
they-
U?
If you can keep the players out of jail next year, which I admit is a very difficult thing to do. It's going to be a very difficult thing to do. But if they can keep them out of jail, then they've got a really good team.
Depends if how quickly they take the New England Patriots way in Las Vegas.
I think it's if they can. I think the main thing is if they can replace Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, they will do. There's Olave. They'll go for a wide receiver. And there's so many good wide receivers in this draft. Ruggs, Olave, Burks, Williams, a couple of others as well. London as well. And who's that? That was one that's the quickest lad there. He was absolutely ridiculous.
Oh yeah, can't remember his name.
He's that good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Next. Actually, we've got one of the fans of the team. John, what would you give the Raiders?
He turned off because we were talking about the Raiders.
What would you give the Raiders?
I'm waiting for him to respond because we're about 30 seconds ahead.
Yes.
When we're live.
Chiefs.
So Tom, you said this is going to be the start of their downfall at the beginning of the season.
I was wrong.
Exactly.
But I still will stand by. I gave the Bills a harsh.
This is John's response. So
Thanks, guys.
overachievers of the start of the season, lost coach to stupidity, lost wide receivers to stupidity, DP to stupidity. And your division's just got a lot harder as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think the Broncos have probably finished bottom of that division, but it has become harder.
It could be one of
And
those.
I'm
where
not
they
going to
all-
pretend to be disappointed
So-
that Russell Wilson's out the NFC West.
I did say that Mahomes wouldn't. I do believe I did say Mahomes wouldn't take the Chiefs to the Super Bowl this year.
You did.
No,
And
I
I
think
I believe the Bengals stopped proving me right. Now, I think that the Chiefs. We judged the Bills harshly for losing against a very, very good,
Chiefs
very,
team.
very good team at Arrowhead.
Yep.
Okay, so bear with me. I know that OBH is probably going to drop his jaw again. I believe the Bills team are better than the Bengals.
I agree.
So I am going to give
I don't disagree.
Chiefs a C.
I'm going to give him a B.
I'm going to give them B minus because they should have beaten them. They literally
That wasn't as polarizing as I thought it was going to be.
The way they started the season, they shouldn't have got anywhere near the playoffs.
Yeah, they had that dip at the start, didn't they?
They were 1-4, 2-4, something like that.
Well,
They
weren't
lost
we
3
saying
at
at the start of the season in week 4 that my prediction was sort of coming right a little bit?
Yes.
And then Mahomes turned on Mahomes magic.
No, they sorted out that O-line. That O-line.
Yeah, that
O-line.
O-line.
They moved a couple of pieces around.
The O-line gelled.
Then it became turnstiles in the championship final.
I don't think we showed this one, did we? Sorry, John. I do apologise.
Oh, no, we didn't. No.
Yeah,
we did.
We did because we talked about the worst game of the season.
Oh, was I choking at the time?
Yeah, I think you were.
Probably.
Bit like Aaron Rodgers, but yeah. Anyway,
I mean, it wouldn't be a done long show without Tom taking a pop at Aaron Rodgers, would it?
I think he's done about 8 times.
I'm allowed to. So yeah, I think we all agree that although they made it to the championship final, which everyone expected them to do, they should be going further and not losing to the Bengals at Arrowhead.
So just let's do this now because I'm interested. Way too early predictions for next year's Super Bowl. And if anyone wants to comment it too, I'm going to say, call me boring, but I'm going to say Buffalo versus LA Rams.
I was going to say Rams.
I was going to say...
And who they bring back, because they didn't franchise tag anyone.
That's true.
I would say, I'm going to say Rams versus Chiefs.
I was going to second Ollie. I was going to say Rams Bills. I think that could be a hell of a matchup.
Yeah.
The AFC is so wide open. The NFC is literally between 2 or 3 teams.
Yes.
I think
no tell none of us at Green Bay.
They're still picking up the bottles from last year.
Because we're all smart.
Unless you're a Green Bay fan.
I really hope you're right, John.
Jets for Commanders. Didn't you do that? Didn't you pick that up one game, Ollie?
No, I'm on my Madden. The AFC Championship game is Jets versus Jags. And this is the first season too.
Have we finished this? Have we finished the grades, haven't we? Bloody hell.
So, is that all the teams?
Yes, that's all the teams.
Yeah, there's all the teams.
Right, so I guess that next week it's free agency. Next week we will be... I'm guessing there'll still be free agency news coming through on the show, hopefully.
I mean, free agency opens next week. It's not done next week because obviously
it opens Monday. Free agency frenzy opens Monday.
There's so many.
The deals officially go through on Wednesday, and then it's.
I just want to my new favorite Birmingham fan.
Oh, bloody hell!
Thank you very much, Skull.
There's 2 of you.
There's 2 of us.
I mean, somebody has to be, don't they?
Dallas making the SB will be less like.
Yeah, Dallas won't happen.
I mean, they don't. Their only wide receiver is CeeDee Lamb now.
True.
Yeah,
that's very true.
So it's been a hell of a year. It's been a great year. We've had ups and downs. We've had some of the best shows. Thank you, Ollie, for
And we've got an international fan, so hello to Matthew from Montreal.
Hello,
Or,
Matthew.
in fact,
Yeah.
bonjour, Matthew from Montreal.
Bonjour.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, God, yeah.
Keep sharing our posts on Facebook. Give us as much support as you can. You've been great all year. Next year will be the Cowboys. Yeah, apparently it won't be. We know that.
Every year it's the Cowboys year next year, right?
Every year's the Cowboys, yeah.
We started
Bonjour.
this. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
We started
Or is it
our
Bonsoir?
very first. We ended our very first show with a catchphrase that has been the same catchphrase for all of our shows, bar one. When
Yeah,
we
as I
made
said,
the
bar
final,
one.
when it was coming
When-
home.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave it to Mr.
I want to
OBA.
add a little bit more. Ukraine, our hearts are with you, and everyone else, stay safe. And just to add that in there as well.